just start a little bit of sideways moving. Yeah. Okay, and a little bit like we did yesterday, just start to bring a very, very slight rotation into the movement. So just explore this kind of lateral movement, and just start to explore a slight rotation in it as well. Okay, good. Keep going. That's good. That's good. And then start to bring the arms a little bit more into it. And a bit more spiraling over. A bit more of a rotation than a lateral movement. But still playing with the idea from this kind of lateral movement of the weight swinging. So really allow the weight to swing across foot to foot. From one foot to the other. And play with a movement that kind of spirals over to the front of the foot, and play with a movement which spirals over to the rear, to the heel. And just take a moment, especially in this movement, really just feel the balance in the feet, because it's quite a complicated position, and just feel where you are in the foot. Just play a little bit with it. And again, always trying to maintain a sense of flexibility in the joints, especially in the knees, even when you're kind of at full sense of spiraling over. And now start to really include the pelvis in the movement, and you're going to start to move forwards a little bit more. And play a little bit with that's like kind of bounce in the movement. We're really starting to now activate the hips and the pelvis. And just work with the arms and let the arms really connect into the hips. So just play with, move the pelvis with the move. That's it. And as much as you can, just try and use the weight of the body to do the movement. So especially the upper body, the arms, also now try and release it, like it's really stacked on top of the hips. Okay, good. That's it, great. Good. Okay, just widen the legs a little bit. And really now focusing on the pelvis and releasing through the head and letting the arms just kind of swing through. And just focusing really now, all the focus now is on the lower back and the pelvis. And try and really release through the back. And try and create really a sense of heaviness in the legs and real lightness in the arms. There should be a sense of a sense of lightness here. Okay, and then start to open the movements out, so the arms start to now travel a little bit in circles, like you're kind of drawing two circles on the ground in front of you, one in front of each foot. So really start to open the shoulder joints out as well. Everything nice and loose. And see if you can also work in both directions with the arms, so kind of drawing the circle towards you, in and out. Keep the pelvis nice and free, the lower back. That's it. That's it. Good. And then from here, start to work with a kind of sideways movement with the hands and with the arms. And again, just feel the weight of the body in the feet. Just really try and balance the body down. It's quite a difficult position because you've got a lot of weight towards the front. Try and really ground it in the back of the body, especially in the back of the knees. Okay, and then just start to open the movements out a little bit. Start to rise up with the move. Like you're kind of flapping wings. Just start to come up more and more, release through the lower back again. And just now work with a sense of lengthening through the body and reaching out with the hands. Take a length up, down, and a sense of really width in the body out to the sides. That's good. And just start to come to this move now, slightly raising the arms up and just sinking now a little bit. So now you just want the hips to drop into the knees and the knees to drop into the feet. Let's just here, nice and loose with the arms, and just let the weight of the arms drain down now. That's it. I feel especially now if you come up with the top of at the top of the movement, try and feel the line right through the top of the head, all the way up through the neck into the crown of the head. And try and maintain that sense of length all the way through the movement. That's good. Good. And then we'll just do one for front and back. A little bit like the one we do with the shoulders. But in this case, there's a bit more of an emphasis on the front and back here. So less a feeling of kind of rotating the body this way. Just think a little bit of the arms being pulled forward and backwards. And again, just pay attention to the balance in the feet and try and be exact with it as well. Really, where are you in the foot? So, that's it. Good. And just letting the weight of the arms sink through the movement. That's good. And as you do this more and more, try and feel a kind of deeper connection between the hip and the hand. There's really a sense that the hip creates the movement in the hand, and the hand just following. That's good. Good. Okay, then we go to this one. So this is just kind of tossing the arm out, the shoulder. So it's a little bit more complicated, but based on the same idea. So just let the arm extend out and then back towards the body. Just going to land every time on the shoulder. And the other hand naturally just goes towards the lower back. In this case, try and keep the focus on both. So although the hand up that goes to the shoulder tends to be the focus, try and feel both sides, the front and the back, and the left and the right arm. That's it. Good. Good. Okay, good. So we'll just go to the head and the neck, just with the weight of the hands on the back of the head. And imagine in this case creating real length through the back of the neck, all the way to where the hands are on the top of the skull. So think of lengthening this part rather than just kind of collapsing forward with the chin. Think of length all the way through the back. And then now raising back up, pulling the body a little bit back, and think about now creating length through the neck, through the front of the throat, and right up through the chin. One more time. Just increase the movement now. Start to pull the body down a little bit more. So involving now much more the chest and the shoulder blades. Pull the body in. Now open out, pull the body up. And again, just increase a little bit more. Pull the elbows up. Arch the lower back as well. And let the shoulders, everything's going to open out to the sides. So think of up and out with this one. And just one more time, closing the body down. Start to lower it a little bit more. So you're starting to go to the knees, allow the front of the body to really bend. Close everything down. And then open everything out. Coming back. Imagine the whole front of the body now stretches. So you're going to create kind of a line through from the feet to the knees, all the way through the front of the body, through the neck and out, now through the elbows. Okay, and just release it. Good. And we'll just go to the hips. Just circling. So really trying to kind of lubricate the hips, get them really moving and activated. And really feel in this case, if you do a full big rotation as you can, really feel the movement passing from one hip into the other. So there's a kind of transition at the front and at the back. The movement of the focus switches the hip. And the other way. And we just go to the knees. And the other way. Good. And then just to the feet and ankles. Keep the weight really in the other leg so that you can really mobilize the joint. From the hip down should feel very free. So most of the weight now is distributed into this hip. Really allow that hip to open out. Okay, now from here start to really open this movement out. Keep the weight really in the other leg and start to raise the leg off the ground now. So you're starting to now work with a rotation off the ground and really focusing on freeing the hip up a little bit. Again, and try and really keep the weight in the other leg. Really open this movement out. Okay, and then really get to a point, you're going to do this now. I'm going to show you raise up the leg, you pull it out to the side, and then you do this with the leg. So you basically pull the foot back. This is to really open the hip out, and then you pull the hip back this way. So I try and show it flexibly. It's kind of, if you're kind of stuck with it, just do this kind of standard one. But in this case, try and add a little bit more. You do this, and then you do that. Open the back hip out, and then pull it through. So you've got an extra movement for the hip. So nice stretch to just open that. kind of dynamic swing again to open the hip out. That's it. It's a little bit like doing a taekwondo side kick, but there. Okay, good. And just shake that leg out this way. Yeah, just for the hip. Shake the foot out this way. Good. And then we change sides. So again, just weighting the balance on this leg. And let the leg rotate. Working the ankle and the toes as well. Working both directions. And then start to do the same. Really kind of weighting the balance in the other leg. Start to raise up. Imagine you're pulling the foot up off the ground through the hip. Start to increase the movement. Increase the movement. Increase the movement. And then when you get to kind of full movement here, if you can start to use this kind of movement. So you're starting to now kind of tilt the hip this way, letting the foot come back. This out and then over. This out, over. That's it. That's it. Okay, just swinging the leg forwards, loosening the hip. Also in this case, play with the knee bending backwards. So the whole limb should be quite loose. And then just shaking the leg out. Good. Okay. Good. So just a very little bit for the shoulders. Just stretching out. Rolling here, opening out. Imagine passing a coil through the whole body. And then working with this exercise, basically pressing the palms out, fingers up, and then you're going to coil the fingers together. And as if you want to it's as if you want to touch the forearms with the fingers. So you're going to kind of curl them as much as you can, as if you're really trying to touch the forearms and really activate the forearms. So you go between pushing out with the hip, pushing out with the palms, and then pulling everything in towards the forearms. That's it. Good. And then just reverse the movement so that the fingers point down, the palms out to the side again, and then the hands come up. And again, just imagine you kind of want to reach the forearms. Press the palms out, reach in. Good. Good. And then just work with loosening the arms up. You make contact with the fingertips right at the front of the movement, and then draw it back. And again, just try and involve the whole body. Now as the arms come out, really focus on the back of the body and trying to ground the weight of the body down. And then reverse it this way, coming out, opening. That's it. Really trying to mobilize the shoulders. That's it. Good. Good. And then just coming to here, rolling the wrists. And just open it up a little bit with the fingers. Ooh, ouch. And then just tightening the grip a little bit, pressing the palms together. And just finishing with pressing the fingers out. And see if you can imagine this guy's the center of the palm. So imagine the movement's going to kind of expand out from the center. It's like a flower opens, it's kind of the petals coming boom out. So the sense of the hand really spreading out from the center of the palm. Which basically means I want to work evenly with the fingers. There's a sense of expansion out from the center. That's it. And then closing fists. And just picture it or just feel as you close the fist, the weight really releasing into the feet. So as the hands tighten, try and have this sense of the feet opening into the ground. The weight shifting down. That's it. That's it. Good. And just shake the palm, shake the wrist. And the feet. And to the front like this. And just shake the leg out. And the other side. Good. Okay, circling the arms. And just let the whole body shake. And you're going to go from a quite big movement, bouncing through the toes into the heel, and then just start to settle the feet down, sink the feeling down. Imagine your feelings really extending into the ground. So the kind of mass of the body is going to sink, settle into the ground, nice and centered, and then just start to really slow movement down, until you come to a stop.